2024 is an absolutely special year because my YouTube channel celebrates its 10-year anniversary. For just only this year, if you would like to support me, you can do that now via visiting paypal.me/BrettCaliber. But if you do not like to do any charity, you can help yourself by buying a Windows 10 or 11 Pro retail key for still $12.50 only. That would also greatly support me. Anyway, I want to thank you all for 10 years of your amazing support.
Let's see what's up ahead, Victor.
Always something new to discover.
Before we get into the details of MegaLights, I first wanted to talk about this environment. Built using a suite of brand new assets from the Quixel Megascans library, we've also partnered with Kitbash 3D. They're an awesome resource for 3D models and materials. You can soon find many of these assets on our new Fab Asset Marketplace if you want to use them in your own projects. Moving on, let's talk MegaLights. Unreal Engine is at its best when users can express themselves without technical constraint. Like Nanite did for triangles or Lumen for global illumination, MegaLights removes limitation in a whole new category: direct lighting and shadows. Take, for example, these textured area lights, considered the gold standard of offline rendering. Here they are, in real time, spilling vibrant color into the scene, casting soft shadows, and illuminating the environment in a way artists simply couldn't have done before. And a whole new tool in the Creator's Toolkit is huge, but that's not the only way MegaLights makes things better. Let's see what's next.
Hey there, little guy. Who are you?
So it looks like Echo has found herself in quite an interesting marketplace here. It's just about to open for the day. Let's turn on some of these shop fronts and see what's for sale. There's something missing, though. The scene, it's flat, it's undefined. Let's turn on shadows, but not just for a few important lights, for every single light in the entire view. From these main shop fronts to the screens, the displays, the flickering oil lamps, string lights, candles, signs, we're free to use whatever lights we need to tell our story and bring this beautiful environment to life. Now, the density of light sources you see here, it's extremely high. And this is what you get when artists are working playfully, without limitation. Okay, let's go back to the scene. Victor, let's go further. Let's activate all these animated drones and robots. Over 1,000 individual shadow casting light sources in this view alone.
Wow. Like little fireflies.
All of these lights, they're movable, dynamic, scattering through the volumetric fog, and MegaLights handles this impressive scene without missing a beat. As we continue on, it's worth mentioning that removing these limitations around light count and shadows, it doesn't just apply to point and spotlights, but to area lights as well. MegaLights enables artists to use area lights as freely as they would any other light source. Now, whether you're using textured area lights, light functions, crisp shadows, or lovely soft shadows, you can have huge numbers of lights, of any type, in whatever configuration works best for your scene. Now, as we send Echo off on her next adventure, we should mention performance. What you've seen here is running live on a PlayStation 5. MegaLights is included in UE55. It's an experimental feature in 5.5, and you can also check it out on the expo floor if you want a closer look at all the pretty pixels.
In 2291, in an attempt to control violence among deep space miners, the New Earth government legalized no-holds-barred fighting. Leandro Mining Corporation, working with the NEG, established a series of leagues and bloody public exhibitions. The fight's popularity grew with their brutality. Soon, Leandro discovered that the public matches were the most profitable enterprise. The Professional League was formed. A cabal of the most violent and skilled warriors in known space selected to fight in a grand tournament.
Hey everyone! Unreal Engine 5.5 is here. Check out some of the highlights. First up, let's take a look at how we're making Unreal Engine's in-editor animation authoring tools even more powerful and intuitive, so there's less need for you to round-trip with DCC tools. Sequencer sees a whole bunch of updates, including a more controllable interface with better filtering and easier access to properties. We've also added non-destructive animation layers, complete with animatable weighting. Plus, you can now author animatable animation deformers inside Control Rig and easily apply them to characters in Sequencer with a single click. Squash and stretch, anyone? Released last year, MetaHuman Animator enables everyone to create stunning facial animations from an actor's performance. Now we've expanded that toolset so you can animate metahumans using just the audio of a performance, making it easier than ever to bring your metahumans to life. Simply select the pre-recorded audio performance and hit Process to generate full face animation on your metahuman. Nothing else is needed to create facial animation with accurate lip sync. It works with a variety of languages, like French, bonjour, je m'appelle Darrell, and even non-verbal sounds. We've also included a batch processing capability, which means you can create facial animations for multiple language localizations in just a few clicks. We just can't wait to see what you do with this new feature. On the animation gameplay front, we've added the mutable character customization system that generates dynamic skeletal meshes, materials, and textures at runtime while optimizing memory usage, keeping shader costs low, and reducing the draw call count. Choosers, which enable you to easily select animations for playback based on game context, moved to production ready in this release, and now work for nearly any type of asset. We've invested significant effort into improving rendering performance in UE 5.5, especially hardware ray tracing. Lumen can now run at 60 Hz on platforms with hardware support, while Path Tracer and Light Baking benefit too. Now production ready, Path Tracer also adds support for Linux as well as Sky Atmosphere, volumetric clouds, and more. Movie Render Graph receives many user-requested enhancements and moves to beta. All asset types are now fully supported. This release also offers a sneak peek at an experimental new feature we're calling MegaLights. MegaLights enables you to add hundreds of dynamic shadow casting lights to your scenes without constraints. On console and PC, you can freely use textured area lights with soft shadows, light functions, media texture playback, and volumetric shadows. It's already being dubbed the Nanite of lights. In this release, the in-camera VFX toolset moves to full production readiness, including support for SMPTE 2110, the camera calibration solver, and more. The updated virtual scouting toolset is also now production ready, offering a powerful out-of-the-box experience using OpenXR HMDs, and new opportunities for customization via an extensive API. Meanwhile, the color grading panel now supports post-process volumes, cine cameras, and color correction regions. It's also been made available for general use in the Unreal Editor, not just within display. On the platform front, we've been investing in our support for mobile, with the aim of cementing Unreal Engine as the best engine for mobile and cross-platform AAA game development. You can expect increased visual fidelity from the mobile forward renderer. There are also several improvements to the mobile previewer, including the ability to capture and preview a specific Android device profile, and to emulate half 16 float precision shaders, making it easier to detect and deal with artifacts. Finally, this release sees many dev iteration tools reach production readiness, including Unreal Zen Server for deployment as a shared derived data cache, Unreal Zen Loader, Unreal Build Accelerator, and Unreal Horde. Meanwhile, an experimental new feature means that Zen Server can now stream cooked data to target platforms from console to mobile. These are just some of the highlights of Unreal Engine 5.5. You can find out more about all the new features and download the release on unrealengine.com. Enjoy!